Hello everyone, here I am, just quickly jumping on because it's late at night, I'm in between courses, and that means that, I finished one and then just waiting to jump into another. So this is generally my chance to jump on and just give you some thoughts, an update, or whatnot. I'm not going to give you the full update of where I'm at in my program, but I will just share some thoughts that are on my mind about the doctoral degree. And first of all, I want to say that I've been very fortunate to be in a positive mindset recently, just kind of eager to do the coursework, get a lot done, focus, work towards the next stage, which is the doctoral dissertation, and just feel like I'm thankful to be in this program. Now, I definitely have not been in this boat the whole way through, as you know, if you've seen my last videos, though there is a thought that I've kind of come to realize that I want to share, and that is the challenge of being a doctoral student, and particularly if you are in an online program, and especially if you're in an online program that's competency-based. So, when you're in a competency-based doctoral degree, you are literally a lone wolf. You are working alone. You are doing a lot of rigorous work with the involvement of an instructor, but generally these instructors, they have a lot of work to review. I've seen on job postings where they've been hiring these instructors that they are accountable of up to 125 students or more even. And so they cannot go into detail with feedback. They cannot go into detail with interacting with you as a student. So it's a process that is a little bit lonely. And so one thing that I realized is that you have to somehow build a confidence around knowing that you are advancing your thinking and advancing your way of perceiving your discipline. So I'm in a Doctor of Education, so that would be my discipline of study. Now, there are many people who are in other disciplines, so like a Doctor of Business Administration, which is another program at South College, or there's even a Doctor of Ministry at South College. Now, you are learning to think so critically and radically sometimes about your discipline because you're learning about different theories and practices that are contemporary and not implemented within the world of work regularly. I mean, they are implemented, but they're maybe not regularly implemented and regularly critiqued. And when you're writing, you're very much critiquing the strengths and weaknesses and the outliers and the unique perspectives of different theories, practices, principles, views, all of that. So, for example, when I started the program, I was doing these leadership courses, and I was writing a lot about a specific community of practice initiative that I was very much behind. I thought that it was a great addition to what I was doing in the world of work. If I could get my team, my educator team on board with this, I thought, hey, we could take our teaching practices to the next level. However, when I actually implemented that, after all of these papers that I had written about, there was a lot of resistance and just a lot of, hey, we don't really have time for this way of thinking. It's very intellectual, it's very thoughtful, but I mean, on the ground level, it just isn't going to happen. And it made me think, you can really examine different practices and theories as much as you want. But the reality is not everyone is at that level, and not everyone is actually capable of thinking about how to examine a teaching practice or a business practice very critically. So when you're the lone wolf, doing that on your own, you may encounter some disappointment. I've really been trying to persuade my team to take on this collaborative approach, very participatory approach to engagement, and then with a transformational leader involved, but it's just not really going forward. So I have to think about, how does my studies impact me specifically? Maybe it can't impact my team if I'm not getting the buy-in that I'm hoping for. And yes, I can try to negotiate and persuade others, but if that's just not going anywhere, is it really in my best interest to keep pushing and pushing? So for me as an educator, I really have to think about, how does this help me, this doctoral degree? Now, some of you may be doing doctoral studies just to check that box and say, hey, I got my doctorate, I'm respected, I'm respectable. However, for me, because I'm doing doctoral studies to learn, to advance, to build my mind, I have to somehow come to terms with how to process what I'm learning in a way that benefits me as an educator. For example, in the adult learning stream, you learn a lot about universal design for learning. And I just tried to inject that little by little into my daily lessons or my curriculum map. And over time, I have to recognize that it's benefiting students and me as an educator because we work together. And then I have to give myself that recognition that, hey, this will better the education field by bettering the students' development and learning. But I don't have others to give me the pat on the back for that. I mean, when you're in the student role as a doctoral student, you have the educators clapping their hands virtually or whatever. They're really applauding you, but you don't have that in the world of work. So you have to come in with kind of like this strong self-efficacy, this ability to believe in yourself, to believe in your competence, and to believe in your capabilities, and to believe in the impact that you can make. And if you are someone that requires a high recognition from others, it may be hard to do a program like an online competency-based doctoral degree. However, it's not impossible. No matter what, I'm very happy that I'm doing this degree. I know happy seems like kind of like an optimistic term and just, a little bit basic of a way to describe my experience, but I really do feel happy that I'm doing this because there is a very small percentage of people doing a doctoral degree and really committing to this path and really putting themselves through a bit of the ringer, because to commit to paper writing day after day, to get the feedback every single assignment at one after the other is not easy. And so really take it as a personal pursuit in the end, like how the process of doing doctoral studies is really pushing your strength and your ability to build a mind that is resilient, that is knowledgeable, and that is dedicated to your practice. So here I am talking a lot about my experience and kind of like my concerns, but my challenges, but also my gratefulness. And I just hope that you can take the time to think about what makes you happy in your studies, because honestly, you have to. It's not easy, and so you have to really stop and pause and think about what makes me happy, what makes me grateful for this, and what makes me want to do this and push myself. All right, if you stay this long, thank you. It's getting late, so I want to say goodnight to everyone. I hope those who are starting in the new year, they're getting excited, getting ramped up. I'm hoping to make more videos at that time, so stay tuned, and I will see you later.